Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Brian. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're in my front yard doing a little yard work. So some of you may want to just go ahead and stop watching this right now. But anyway, the reason we're out here is my yard has been overtaken by moss. It's like walking on a giant sponge. We originally had some small patches, but now it's pretty much overtaken everything. So this is what grass is going to look like this year. Our neighbors across the street got a new lawn, so their new lawn is going to make this one look like hot garbage. So I've tried chemical treatments, liming the hell out of this, overseeding, and it feels like it's a losing battle. So apparently with moss, the only way to get rid of it is to remove it. So I purchased this lawn scarifier from the Jungle Place. There were about 100 different ones on there. I just picked one that had somewhat decent reviews. Of course, I had to put it all together. It also folds up pretty compact. The handle comes off because this is something you're going to use like once a year, if that. So let me show you how it works, and we'll get some of this moss out of here and maybe try to plant some grass and see what it looks like. So a little bit underneath, there is just a metal blade. So it's pretty much just this metal blade on an electric motor. It just tightens it all up. This also came with an attachment that will dethatch the lawn. There's an Allen wrench. You basically unbolt the scarifier blade, and then this will go on dethatch, which pretty much just will fling the dead grass out of the bottom. I think you can also get replacement wires for it. I'm assuming this thing comes apart. But for right now, the focus is the scarifier. I considered renting one, but I figured by the time I went and got it, did the deed, had to take it back, might as well just buy one. So there's a little attachment here. It'll keep from unplugging your cord. There's also 3 levels. There's like 0 for essentially rolling around, 1 through 4. We're going to stick with 2 and see what happens. There's this little safety feature. There's a button on the side you have to press, and then you pull the handle and it'll start running. So the little catcher is almost full already. It looks like it gathers up a bunch of dirt, but that's really light. So it pretty much just gets the moss and I guess a little bit of dirt attached to it. So it does develop a little bit of a balance problem when the bag's full or close to full. So things I've seen recommend doing one pass one direction and then going 90 degrees and doing the second pass. So again, it looks like a lot of dirt, but it's really all the moss. So you'd think this wheelbarrow would be really heavy, but it's not at all. So I mean, we're talking like maybe 30 pounds. So doing the whole yard, I'm thinking 10 or 15 wheelbarrows full. You can sort of tell how fluffy this is or how much moss is in here by how much it packs down. So you might be tempted to compost that or do something with it, but apparently this mold will, or this mold's, I guess it's the spores of the moss spores. That's how they spread. So they'll just probably rejuvenate and screw up everything else. So I'm going to dispose of this. We have sort of a compost pile in the woods where we can dump it. So I've gone over the whole thing with a rake and really didn't get too much out of it. The little catcher is pretty effective at flinging all the debris into it and picking it up. So I just got a small 3-pound, $20 bag of lawn grass. So I'll just broadcast this over the whole area. So it's kind of hard to get around this root. So it is what it is at this point. If this actually works, we can come back and fine tune and get some of this moss around the roots out. I've spread that whole 3 pounds over this area, and I got some compost out of our compost heap that I'm just going to sort of broadcast over it to cover it with something. You can buy bags of topsoil, but every time I buy them I feel like I'm just getting a bunch of wood chips. I feel like I'm kind of getting hosed on that. So we'll use some homemade stuff here. gonna lightly spread this out. And the hope is it'll sort of make these seeds contact and get slightly covered. I have that all raked in. Now I'm just going to lightly water this because it's not supposed to rain for a couple days. I don't really want to put the sprinkler on it and wash it all away, so we'll just kind of get it wet. So I'll try to water this every night when I come home from work, and we'll bring you back in a couple weeks, see how we turned out. So this is after about 3 weeks. Looks like we ripped up a good bit of the moss, and I have a decent amount of grass growing. So I would say that was probably a success. Guess I'll keep working more and more areas. Probably get some more topsoil or compost to go on top. Maybe be a little heavier with the grass seed. But I believe if you want to get rid of your moss, you gotta rip it up, and that tool will actually work pretty well. Can't complain. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one.